And you did it again.
You played the wrong one.
I did?
You played the wrong clip.
That was the wrong one?
That was the wrong one. That's not the one your son made.
Oh, damn it. All right, well, let me... You know what?
Here you go. We're a professional show, I promise.
Welcome.
So
what's good, you guys? What's good?
What's
Another week
everything's
and
good.
we're back. We're back. I see that two of us have upgraded our clothing and two of us have not.
One of us doesn't have that shirt due to no fault of their own.
Yeah. Hey, shipping is what it is these days. Shipping and handling. It's shipping from somewhere, and somebody's been handling it. But Andre, is your shirt on the way?
Well, apparently, what I hear is that the shirt is no longer available on the website. So even if it wasn't,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
you asked, you idiot.
I know I did, but then I realized I really didn't care. So, welcome to the show again, Allie. I know you've been on with us on other streams, and there have been many streams where we jump on your show, you jump on our individual shows, but finally we have you as our main guest featured on the 4Nerds. So, welcome to our channel, and I'm sure our audience is very familiar with who you are. But we're going to get into that in a bit. How is your day going?
It's going pretty well. Thank you for asking. Hope all of you guys are doing good too.
She's not going to say the real truth where she's like, I don't know why I'm here right now. These guys are jerks to each other.
No, definitely not.
I mean, we were hyping Dawson up all week. For those that didn't know, he posted an image on Twitter.
Oh my
If you
gosh.
haven't seen,
I was mocking Instagrammers, and then Ryan edited 15 pictures of me.
15? Really?
You ended up doing that many?
I know.
There's a lot.
Obsessive, right?
No, it was just like I couldn't stop. It was like a drug. I just couldn't stop. I was like, dude, this is funny as ever. And I mean, he did like a duck face or something. What is that called? Or is it?
It was just a face.
He made the face.
Don't ever accuse me of making a duck face. Don't ever accuse me of that.
Blue steel is what it was. Blue steel.
Blue steel.
Blue steel. Oh.
If it was blue steel, then it cracked the glass.
There was no blue steel. There was no duck face. It was just a regular side smile.
So check out Nerdy and
Thank you,
Anyways
Allie.
Twitter. Scroll down until what? 2 days ago? No, 3 days ago. So Monday, right? Monday.
Yeah, because on Tuesday, Ryan, you joined me, and we were kind of looking.
So
at
then,
that
no,
on
it
the
was
stream.
Tuesday. It was
Yeah.
Tuesday because the same day he put it out. I felt
But you've added
compelled.
some since then.
Yeah.
Some's an understatement.
There are some that didn't make the cut. Unfortunately,
There was more that I didn't see.
I want to see the Zeeverfett cut. I want to see the
cut.
They exist, but
They exist.
I was told, that I was threatened with my life that I could not put them out because they were too racy. So for all those who want to see those pictures, the ones in question, you can just hit me up. Join my Patreon. I will put all of the images up that you missed. I want to thank all of my Patreons, especially Darrell McMillan. He joined my Patreon today, and
Nice.
so I just wanted to add him on there. He's fantastic, and I appreciate everybody who's on Patreon and also supports the channel in general. So thanks for watching my content and leaving comments and stuff like that on all of our channels. Thank you for being here and for being our fans, and I hope that you like and sub to Allie as well on her channel, Super Hive. She has a lot of content. And she covers pretty much everything that we're into. So if I'm missing out on some news that dropped, I'll check out Super Hive and see what she has to say about it.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Allie knows her stuff, and she's informative, and she's on it. It's good content.
Thank you.
Right. So, I mean, without further ado, let me jump into the chat and just say, hey, what's up to a lot of people who are here. We got Jack Pierre is in here. We got Ray's Collection.
Nice.
We got Nathaniel. We got Jesse Allen's up here.
What's up, Jesse Allen?
Yes, the thumbnail is fire.
Yeah.
But I
Good,
can't
very
thank
good.
myself for that. I have to thank Allie for the fantastic pose.
I was wondering if Allie was okay with you using that picture.
Well, he didn't
How
ask
could
me,
it
so I
not?
had
It
to be
was
okay
hers.
with it.
That's Ryan fashion. He just doesn't ask, you know.
I mean, she put it out there.
It's
on a
on
live
the
stream,
internet.
so it's there.
You know,
it
it's
wasn't
not
like
like I
he
stole
hacked
it from her
computer and stole
camera
it.
phone.
No, it's
Yeah.
totally fair because
You
I
hacked
used
her
it as
camera
my
phone?
own thumbnail.
It's the fair use policy.
Fair use, fair use.
Yes, exactly.
He had to say,
Jacob?
Matt, hack her computer.
Yeah, I'm a hacker. Got Ifya's up in the house. Let's see. Yeah, thumbnail after seeing Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Yes, that will be her. Like it doesn't end in a cul-de-sac. That's the fate. That's the fate. So we got Jesse Allen says, "Yo, Ifya." He's talking to everybody. Thank you for talking to everybody in the chat. We thank everybody for being here. Jacob is up in here. Yes, clap again.
No, you're like,
Yeah, why did you say that name? I mean, those names. Chris is up in here. What's going on, Chris? Fear
What's up,
Jason
Chris?
is in the house. Let's see. Let me jump past a little bit. That one, Carlos is up in here. Man.
hey, Carlos. What's up, dude?
4Nerds with heavy spoilers. Okay, well, heavy spoilers has got a show later on tonight, but this morning for him because he's in England, so he's going to be doing the WandaVision. So he'll be competing with Nickatina's viewer. So if you want to watch Nickatina tonight, you know, tune in to the midnight run. He'll watch WandaVision, but if
Dawson
you want to
will be there as well, I think.
Dawson might be there.
I'll try to be there.
Yeah,
Unless
fun.
he's-
It's fun.
Well, no, unless he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, then that's
but I mean,
fine. I'm not going to force
he'll
him.
show up for Enosh today, but perhaps not for Nickatina tonight.
Hey, come
on,
on,
Come
why?
on, man. That's not right.
Boom.
Yeah,
no,
but
we
Ryan
love
is-
Andre. Give him a hard time. But yes, heavy spoilers will be doing his watch party and WandaVision reaction and whatever. So if you want to check that out, jump on over to Heavy Spoilers. He will be on our show. He will be on the 4Nerds. Nickatina guarantees it.
Yeah, so once we hit the conclusion of WandaVision, then he will be on the 4Nerds, and we'll talk about everything that we experienced from WandaVision and what's to come with the MCU, Star Wars, DC, all that good stuff. He's not having a watch party tonight, but what he does is he does his breakdown videos. So he has to edit them. He has to break down every episode, pull all the notes. So he puts a lot of work into it. So doing that on like 2 or 3 hours of sleep is pretty impossible. So that's why we decided let's go ahead and reschedule it. We'll do it on a day where, you know, he doesn't have, you know, his other obligations because, you know, this is his full-time job. So he does a great job. And guys, you know, Paul's already at almost 500,000 subscribers. I mean, he's killing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have him on the show. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, Jesse.
He's always good. What's good?
What's up?
Joey in the house.
Yeah,
Man. We gotta get Joey on the 4Nerds.
And damn, the chat just jumped up on me. Okay, so Jose, what's up, man? What the freak is up, people? Let me jump past a couple
What's
of
up,
these.
Jose?
Yeah, there goes the chat. Yeah. He's like, hold on, let me jump past a little bit more. Okay, a deep fake, nice, of Margot Robbie. The Dirty Film Junkie Show. What? Don't turn this place into this holy place.
Okay, so during Film Junkie Live and also during the Vodka stream,
what's up, Max?
Jose and Jesse, along with Rosemary and a few others, they get into some very colorful language.
Yeah,
in the chat.
What?
But they have a good time.
Like where they say like turquoise,
yeah, teal.
I said more, not turquoise.
More.
Let's see, what's good, bro? What's
up, Max?
Up to each other. Trouble has come to 4Nerds in the shape of 3 J's.
Yes, Jesse, Joey, and who's the other one? Jose. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're about to try to wreck shop.
Yeah. I'm afraid of the chat now, so I don't know what I'm going to be clicking on. I don't know what's going to come out of the chat today.
You couldn't
Good
read
job.
it.
You struck somewhere into Ryan's heart.
Yeah, it's a weak heart.
Yeah.
So,
the worst thing you can do is
how
not
you doing,
read
Kate?
the comment before you
How
pull it
many
up.
kids have fell victim to Dawson? The answer he answered himself: too many. So,
Too many. I mean, he's almost at 14K, but he
He's
puts
almost
out
at
great
14K.
content. He puts out amazing content, so I think he deserves those subs.
He
so.
does. He deserves every sub.
Way to kiss
That
my
has
butt.
nothing to
There
do
you go.
with children. Daniel's up in here. What's good?
What's up, Daniel?
Carlos here. Hey, what's up, dog?
What up?
Let's see, and others. Let's see. Chris is up in here. What's up, folks?
What's up? What up, folks?
Nickatina is greater than or something. I'm so sorry.
Oh, thank you, Ryan. Thank you so much.
Ryan
Let's go on the
is
next comment. Next
greater
comment.
than Nickatina. Yeah, okay.
Damn,
Thank you.
Jack is cold blooded, dude.
Movies and games related. Collector 191. Here I am. Who's this? Is this somebody else here? I didn't see their. Okay. To Midnight Bore. Just kidding. Oh.
Damn.
I just saw a critic say that Tim Burton's 89 Batman and The Dark Knight were made for kids. What the fart? Kids can enjoy it, but adults can enjoy it too. So, I mean, I loved it as a kid, and I love it as an adult. I enjoy it for different reasons. What about you guys? Let's start with Allie.
Okay, yeah.
I wouldn't put them in kid movie categories.
How old were you?
It's been a long time since I've seen the Tim Burton Batman.
Okay.
Were
you a
I wasn't
child?
born yet when it came out.
Yeah, I was.
I was a kid, yes, when I watched it, but his Joker, yes, he really scared me when I was little. He's still creepy to me, just the way he looks, like his face.
Yeah. The carved smile.
Yes. So when I was a kid, that was pretty creepy to me. The Dark Knight, I wouldn't say it's for kids. I've always enjoyed those movies.
Yeah, the only part
most
that
part.
I shielded my kids from for a little bit until it came out on Blu-ray or DVD was the pencil trick. I was like, I don't know.
That's a great
about
scene
that.
too.
Yeah,
My dad, when we saw it in theaters and that scene happened, my dad just busted out laughing.
I
I'll sit
know.
right
I
next to him.
busted
That's
out
awesome.
laughing too. I was the only one in the theater that was laughing, and I was like, that was a joke. I was like, nobody else laughed. I felt it was so awkward because I saw it the first night, and so the theater was packed because it's Batman.
Yeah.
And so I laughed, and I was like, maybe it was funny. I was like,
Really?
why would you laugh? Yeah.
Because I saw The Dark Knight on opening night, and it's usually a more livelier crowd. And when he did that, everyone in the crowd was like, "Yeah!" Everyone started cheering. Like, woo!
Jesus. What?
I don't know where you were at.
I was just at a thing. It was a tough crowd. Yeah.
They're just looking at each other like that was
Beyond
a poor
division.
Beyond
taste.
division.
Actually, the fourth episode wasn't that bad. The
I
first
like the
three
show all the way around. I think it's great.
dragged on a little bit, and I liked them for what they were. As far as like reproductions of old television shows. Because I mean, they kind of got they got the feel for it or whatever, the vibe that those individual shows had. But it wasn't until the fourth show that I was kind of it opened a door for me, and it made me a little bit more invested with, and I was a little bit more intrigued with what they were doing. Because before I was just like, okay, what's the next one? Family Ties. Okay, then what's the next one? Family Matters. I mean, where are we gonna go from here? I figured that they were just gonna go through just genre or whatever.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. What's up, Andrew? Let's see.
Well,
Chris?
you gonna let the rest of us answer that Tim Burton Batman question?
I know. I was gonna say. I didn't get
I'm sorry.
but you know what? The show must go on. So
Nickatina jumped in there and he started to bore me, and I was like, okay, never
what
mind.
did I say to
lost
bore you?
track.
What did I say?
So, Dawson, what did you feel about Batman 89? And when was the first time that you watched Batman 89?
Yeah, because
Probably
you
when
weren't
I-
born yet.
Right, I wasn't because you guys are all ancient.
Whatever. What?
But I think I was like probably 3 or 4 first time I watched it. I think I actually might have seen
You
Batman
were a
Returns.
3 and 4-year-old watching Batman '89. My kids are 2 or 3 and 5. I wouldn't let them watch that movie right now.
My dad
different.
watched Gladiator around us when I was 2.
You know what? It's true though, because you know what? My parents, not to cut you off, I apologize for that, but
totally
my parents,
did,
I totally did. But my parents were the same way. Like when I was a kid, I used to watch Terminator and RoboCop and all these horrible action movies. When like nowadays, I'd be like, yeah, no way. But go ahead.
But like, I think the first one I saw of the 2 was Batman Returns, and kind of like Jack Nicholson for Allie. Gosh, what's his freaking name?
Penguin.
Danny DeVito's Penguin creeped the hell out of me.
He still does to this day.
He was disgusting. Like, and I'm just watching as a little kid, like, why is this man so gross?
And what's a French flipper trick?
I'm gonna show my friend.
Yeah, when you were a kid, you sounded like fucking Oliver Twist. What was that? You hear he said, why is this man so nasty?
Well, I guess I can understand why you watched it so young. Like, we took my son to, we watched BVS in theaters like several times, and I think at least twice my son was with us, and he's 6 now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he was loving it. Oh my god!
Of course,
he was
like, yeah.
He was loving the trailers
yeah.
even when they came out. Like, he would watch them all the time. So when we saw it in theaters, he was like, "Hi, Patrick." He knew like what movie we were watching. He was pumped up.
But I think when it comes to Batman '89, I think when you put it into context of when it came out, okay, so when you look at the movies that were out at that time, I mean, even like the Goonies, even like the kids' movies, they like nowadays they would not be appropriate for kids, you know, if they were to come out today. But back then, there was a different standard, and so that's why I mean,
we weren't as soft of a society.
No, not at all. I mean,
when I was young, like my parents wouldn't even let me watch Ghostbusters, you know, because I was
that's rough.
Yeah.
I used to watch it all the time.
and no, and then I watched it. You know, I was pretty young. I watched it, and the only thing that really like got to me was the Hell Dogs. They were freaky, especially the one that ran across the street. I was like, oh shit, no, yeah. I was like, I think it was a bear.
We'll see with my dad, like, so my dad's
parents are still standing.
So like my dad's parents didn't really monitor their entertainment much. Like, honestly, my grandparents, they would just like, my grandpa would go to work and come home. My grandma didn't really do much. As she's like stayed at home. But like my dad and his older brother would go to a movie rental store and just get whatever they wanted. And when they were like 6 years old, they're watching the Cheech and Chong movie or Cheech and Chong movies.
I saw that.
Cheech and Chong.
I watched those movies pretty young too, actually.
Love give.
But you know what I mean? Like, they watched those things. So when we were growing up, like, we watched Gladiator, we watched Troy, like we watched all these different
Gladiator
things.
Gladiator is an amazing movie. I absolutely just adore that movie.
It's a good movie.
But like we watched all these different movies that like with action and stuff that sometimes kids wouldn't watch. But like, I don't know. I grew up and watching them. I was like, I don't see anything like this.
He blows up the cop cars. Kids love that.
They do. They love explosions.
They love explosions.
Pretty colors.
Pretty.
Burn a gun.
But I was a huge Batman '89 fan when I was a kid. I remember I absolutely just loved that movie. I had like toys. You
were 20 when that came out, right?
What? No.
Wow.
I was like 7 when that came out.
27?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because right now I'm like 72. No, but here's the thing: is that
makes sense.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. So, but I remember I had all the toys. I had like I would buy the cereal because they had a Batman cereal, Batman '89 cereal. I used to make my parents buy before they stopped making it. And
you made your parents buy it. Wow.
They quit putting it out because they had like a lot of health issues.
Well, I mean, because back in the day, when a new movie would come out, they would make a cereal for it, like they did for Batman '89. They did for
for a
lot of them. Yeah, BBS, but you don't see it as much. You don't see it as much.
Ghostbusters cereal.
Ghostbusters cereal. Oh hell yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I was fully invested in Batman. So I remember Batman '89, Batman Returns. It was amazing. I thought it was great. Hey, what's up, buddy? And then when it came to Batman Forever, I was like, well, this is different, but I still like it. And then after that, it just kind of went off the rails with Batman and Robin.
Yeah, that's very.
Don't I lie?
Dark Knight Rises when he straight up kills Talia.
Yeah, it was the most kid friendly out of all of them because that's when Batman wore pajamas out in the daytime.
No, I don't know. I would think
stupid.
that if I'm gonna let kids watch any of those, I probably prefer Batman Begins because it's more it feels more of a comic book movie. Like you're watching more of like, he's more of a superhero in that movie, you know?
And, of all the Batman movies, I think I'd refrain kids that I have in the future from watching Batman Forever just because Chase Meridian's such a horn dog. Like, honestly.
I know. She's like half naked in her bedroom, like wearing a sheet or whatever.
Are you trying to get on the Cape Doctor?
Oh,
She's a
What's up, Cappy?
Like the part where she says black rubber.
Ambassadorial.
Like, what?
What's up?
What's up, Ambassador?
Ambassador.
Don't forget.
He will never forget that because you're still a child, Jack.
Yeah, you're a child. You're a Chilean.
Yeah, he'll come back with the regular Jinko fucking comment.
What's up, Alejandro?
We appreciate you watching those, Jack.
Yes.
I was raised on RoboCop and Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I watched. Okay, I would watch RoboCop. I'd watch Commando. I would watch Aliens.
Oh yeah.
I would watch Total Recall.
Predator.
Predator. A Cobra. With Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
That's just a terrible movie, but I love it.
Yeah.
There's, so many movies that are not appropriate for kids to watch these days. Which one?
The first Starship Troopers is fire.
Yeah, the very first one with Doogie
The Last
Howser.
Starfighter is a good movie too.
Last Starfighter is amazing.
Last Starfighter is awesome. I love that movie. So it was such a go-to movie for me when I was young.
Yeah.
So
When I was a kid, I always wanted to make a Last Starfighter Part 2.
Yeah, I was about to say that laugh.
Oh yeah,
that laugh. Yeah, like Cecily's like. It's like, oh, freak! All right.
The song.
Yes. Well, that's Indiana Jones.
On today's episode of 4Nerds, we sing 80s movie themes.
We're gonna sing 80s music themes, but it's close enough. You know what I mean? But no, Last Starfighter is a very it's a movie that is I think is just incredible. It is a cool concept too.
Oh yeah, it is for sure.
So
my dad showed me Chucky when I was a kid, and he
Chucky?
traumatized me. Yes, my dad has a thing for like showing his kids scary movies when they're little. But I don't know why, but he.
So which Chucky movie did you see first? Was it the first one, or was it just?
Well, I was small.
She's like, I'm trying not to
I don't
remember.
know. Ever since then, I hated Chucky. I was small. I was probably like 5.
Did you watch the latest? What is it? Child's Play? Is that what they call it?
I hate those movies. I don't watch them.
Oh, okay. Because they tried to like reimagine it, make it like an AI robot little thing or whatever.
Yeah,
it totally took out all the I guess
mystical elements and
right.
Yeah.
Right.
The movie that scarred me as a kid, or I guess the character that scarred me as a kid, was Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Like the big eyes. Like honestly, as a little kid, I would have in my nightmares all of a sudden those eyes just staring at me in my dreams, like this close to my face, and I'm just like, oh snap! I'm ready to pee my pants right now because I was so scared.
I like the character design that they had for Andy Serkis's character, but the only thing that was like you're saying, the eyes, I couldn't understand why his eyes kept getting larger.
Yeah, why they got bigger?
Why are your eyes growing?
They're like, you know what? It's been about 20 minutes. Make them bigger. Okay.
Yeah, it was like in the Return of the King. There's a moment where it's like it's a face swap, and he's just kind of sitting there, and you see him sort of like changing, and you see the eyes get bigger, like right in front of you. Like, why? How did that happen? How did that occur? That's
like
so
his
weird.
orbitals are like.
Yeah.
Like everything's expanding. Like whoa. But I mean, the character Gollum was done really well.
It was.
Gremlins. Hello, Gremlins is a great movie.
They've been teasing making a third one for so long. I'm like, might as well reboot it.
And as Ryan has brought up multiple times, and so have I, that one of the greatest scenes in Gremlins 2 was the scene where the bat gremlin goes to the wall and it's the bat logo. The Batman logo.
It's awesome. When I was a kid, because that was around Batman 89, right?
Hey, I'm 24.
I know.
Oh, I'm talking about
That's incorrect. That's incorrect, Jack.
I know who's coming.
Change it up. Change it up. Yeah. Let's get Ambassador in here. He's our age.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Allie. Ghostbusters VHS.
Oh man, we're getting old school now.
Yeah, yes, the rewinder. I always had the rewinder, like right now, and like all things were like, you can't rewind movies in the VCR. You can't do it because that's going to ruin the life of the VCR. So they were like, you got to take the damn tape out, put it in the rewinder, and do that. And if you went to Blockbuster and you didn't rewind and they put
they would charge you.
Oh yeah, they're charging you, dude.
No.
Rewind.
If you had the fee and you go back in there and your parents find out that they had to pay the fee because you didn't rewind the movie and they have a rewinder, your ass was toast when you got home.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
absolutely.
Fatal J's up in here. It
What's
jumped
up,
up
Fatal?
on me, but why are so many memes? Yes. Everyone loves the memes.
I have no comment.
He's literally asking you why.
No. Why? Well, I say why
He's
not?
saying, why are you doing this? Like,
Allie,
what's the
okay,
reason?
I have to ask Allie. Okay, Allie, which one was your favorite out of the 20 you saw?
I didn't see all of them.
Oh well, if you if you become a
I saw most of them, I think.
then I will show you all of the ones that I made.
You should have it like in a collage with music.
Yes.
My favorite out of the ones that I saw were the Ace Ventura and the Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, the Napoleon Dynamite was a good one. That was really good. The Dracula one is my favorite. I thought that was
That one was good.
spot on.
That
That was
one was
spot
good.
on.
Hamilton is an awesome Dracula. Have you seen that movie?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, George.
No, I
Hamilton's-
haven't seen that one.
Oh, you gotta see it. It's amazing. I forget the name of it though. I can probably look that up real quick.
Monster
But,
Squad.
No, it was not Monster Squad.
Monster Squad is fire, by the
It's
way.
fire. It's a fire movie.
Yeah, Monster Squad is fire.
is it Love at First Bite?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow, Allie came
Yes,
through.
that is. There you go. Yes, 1979. Watch that on television. Like because they always used to do those. I think it was Monday night movies or whatever, and they would show that on the screen, and then they would play the movie. Just kind of like you would do for HBO. They used to have HBO used to be on, I think, like regular broadcasting television. It wasn't an actual channel at that time. It was just like HBO just did like a special movie, or they had like Saturday movies or whatever it is. They had that on the networks or the cable channels, and that's where I saw a lot of these movies. But yeah, that was a great one. Another fan favorite was the Spaceballs.
Oh, of
Yes,
course.
Spaceballs is amazing. Oh yeah, that was a really good one. That was a good one.
Oh, you're talking about the picture edit.
I know. I got confused too. I thought about the movie.
But no, Spaceballs. The movie was,
but the picture you made, that was a really good one too. But I thought that the Dracula one it actually looked like he dressed up as Dracula. I was like, man, he did a good job with that. And like your facial expression looked like you knew you were Dracula, and you were like, yeah, I'm Dracula. That's why I was like, that's actually pretty cool. And then it just kept going. I was like, holy shit.
Dawson is never gonna post a selfie again.
I did.
I was literally mocking Instagrammers, and then I get mocked.
My first thought was like, he shared this with his wife, and then he thought, I'll share this on Twitter.
No, literally, I got ready for an interview, and I thought of like, oh my gosh, these freaking Instagram people who like always post stuff about them going out and doing an interview. So I was like, you know what, I'll make fun of them, and so I did, and then I got made fun of them.
Well, we didn't
But
make
not
fun
just
of
once.
you. We made fun with you because I showed it to you, and you loved them, and they were fun. They were very fun. So Allie, let me ask you a question about your YouTube channel. When did you start the YouTube channel?
In 2017. Yeah, because it was the same year that Justice League came out.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. And was Justice League the reason why you started the YouTube channel, or was it another movie, or was it what actually sparked your interest in creating a YouTube channel?
I guess that was a big part of it. Yeah. I loved Man of Steel, BVS, but I hadn't really started thinking about a YouTube channel until probably like the summer before it came out. Everything was like, we were all hyped up and, super excited. I mean, we were sad in one way because of what happened with Zach and everything, but we were still thinking that we were going to get this great movie. And so I think I started it, I want to say I think I had around the time the second trailer came out, I think. So I was already doing trailer reactions. That's kind of how what I started with, was like
trailer reactions. Was there any YouTuber that you would watch the trailer reactions for and you were like, I could do that, or I disagree with them, so my voice must be heard?
Well, I think one of the first ones I remember.
Zeeverfett. She really did not like what he was doing.
Yeah, she was like, "This guy sucks. I'm better
This
than
guy's
him."
an idiot.
This guy
Have you
blows.
seen his fan-made
I hope I
movies?
get on his channel one day.
Dreams.
One of the
often
first
come
ones I
true.
remember was Dave.
This was a
Film Junkie.
Make-A-Wish. This was a Make-A-Wish stream. So
you said Film Junkie? Is that the one you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Film Junkie Dave. All right.
Mhm.
He has some really good takes.
I don't
And was there anybody that you watched that you were like kind of like Nickatina, like, this guy's an idiot. They should not be telling people this stuff. I need to make a YouTube channel, call it Super Hive, and get out there and get known before he makes it big.
Well, we used to watch, like, before BBS came out, we used to watch superhero news all the time. And that's when, what's his name? Hector Navarro was on there, and what was the other guy's name? Adam. Well, those three guys were on there. We used to watch them. They were like hyped up for BBS, and then they started shitting on it, and we're like, screw these guys. So I was so mad at them, especially Hector, but I guess a lot of people get annoyed with him.
Yes.
And then I was mad that, like, Adam seemed to be like the DC fan of the group, but he wouldn't like defend anything, even though you could tell that he probably liked it more than the other two. So those are the first ones I remember kind of being like, really? Why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you out of your mind? And then they went and they crapped on BBS, but then they went and saw the Ultimate Edition in theaters when it was in theaters for one night, and that was like,
Hector still didn't change his point of view, though. It's still shit.
yeah, I know. And then I watched him. I watched the three of them when the when the teaser came out for Snyder Cut. They did a reaction, and I was like, really? Hector's face the whole time was just like,
yo, that dude.
well, yes, that's a spoiler. No, it's not.
He worked
Because you
for
weren't paying
DC.
attention.
The dude worked for DC. Crapped on everything they fucking did, live action wise. Just every time he would just. I was like, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Made me
ridiculous.
mad.
Even if you don't like it, but you still have to. That's your brand, dude.
At least be like an honest critique and like actually give it a chance, you know. Like,
Yeah.
But, so that brings my question, Allie. When you started your channel, what inspired the name Super Hive? That's kind of what I've been curious about.
Yeah.
I have to leave this one on for a while.
That guy is an idiot.
I was like, this is fire. That's a fire right there. I gotta leave that one up.
I don't know, really. I mean, I wouldn't say there's like one thing that I was like super, like I took inspiration from. I guess I just wanted a name that kind of reflected the type of stuff that I wanted to talk about. So I took the word super, and then I was like trying to think of a word that meant like a group or a community or like something like that. And so I used the word hive.
Yeah, because hive to me is always thought, you know, because they have like that queen, what is it, Queen Bee, and then her organization is called Hive, and I thought it was maybe a DC reference to that organization, and I was like,
she's like, yes, that's what it is.
She's like, yes. Bye. That's what I meant to say.
No, that works.
That's
a very creative name. I just always thought it was interesting. I want to know the origin of that. That's cool.
Thank you. I've wondered the same thing about Ryan's. You know.
Oh, here we go.
Not this again.
Oh, God. All right. Here, you know what?
No,
I'll leave this comment on the screen while I let you know. No, I used to, or I made
take a break.
Thank you. So
it's gonna take about a good 25 minutes. I was
when I was young. I am still a Star Wars fan. But I was making a film, a fan film, if you will, and this this was before YouTube was a thing, and so there were a couple. This was back when episode 1 came out, and I was a little let down with the narrative. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I look online and sort of join groups or whatever and find like-minded people, kind of like how we do today. Mm-hmm. And I met up with a couple people, and I found a website called TFN, theforce.net, and so I joined the forums and I started talking to people, and then there were people that were making fan films, and so we would watch them, critique them, and that kind of got my blood pumping a little bit, because I used to make films when I was younger.
Because otherwise he was dead inside.
Yeah, he was dead inside.
So
a black abyss.
Yeah, I used to when I was young, I was a kid. I used to have what's called a PXL 2000. And it was a little video recorder, but recorded on cassettes. Cassette, that you would put, in
like hella big.
Yeah. It was
I know what cassettes are.
No, it was actually it was pretty compact, and it only recorded in black and white.
Oh God!
Yeah, and wow. so yeah, but it made for like noir type films or whatever. So we did like a Ghostbusters, we did Chucky, we did a couple of other things, and so. When I got hooked up with this forum, we were, sharing artwork and things like that, because I did digital artwork back then. And I had this story in my mind of what they could have done with episode 1. So I was like, well, let me do it. So I started writing a treatment. And then after the treatment, I wrote, I fleshed out a story, and then I wrote a script. And you can find, and so I created a YouTube channel. After everything was said and done, but I had CG artists working on ships and figures and cities and just everything, interiors, exteriors, and they all had to do it for free, because it was copyrighted content, Lucasfilm, and back then he really had he had people that were out there making sure that people weren't trying to profit off of a LucasArt. Or not LucasArt, Lucasfilm property, and so I met with some people, and I was like, you know what, I found a lot that were around my city, which is a huge city anyway, and so we kind of got together and started to sort of brainstorm it, and I started sculpting stormtrooper costumes, and I vacuum formed my own stormtrooper gear, and I still have that stuff, and I still play with it, because I did a lot of my own. The only thing I can't do is sew. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to work a sewing machine, but everything else I made myself, and for like weapons and just garb, I would make that myself, and I got hooked up with one of the people from the forum, and they I'll take that off. There you go. And they
what's up, Meg?
Yeah, what's up, Meg? They all had different things that they could bring to the project. So and then after that, I started filming. I got a cast from the high school for performing and visual arts. I got the principal of the high school to join me as well. I got a lot of people, a lot of the alumni from the school.
I was thinking the same thing.
What's that? No, it can't play it. You can't play it.
I can't play it.
You can't play it.
That's all I kept thinking about. I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Anyway,
we don't care.
Zeeverfett was actually just one of the characters that I created for that movie, for that project. And
so that's where the name came from.
And that's where the name came from. And I created a YouTube channel in 2009, and I just started uploading some of the pre-visuals that we had that we were working on, and that is what was and that's still what's on the channel. If you go back to 2009, you can see a lot of the previous work that we were doing, and I just kind of left it up. And then in 2016, 2017, I think it's 2016, we created, my son and myself and my other son created a YouTube channel. We started reviewing the CW shows and trailers and stuff like that, because we liked, some of the people that we watch. And it was actually Collider that got me to kind of do that, because I disagreed with all of them, because they were stupid. So I wanted to get on there and do that and just have a voice, because I knew that I was probably going to be in the minority. And I was like, these people here that have these horrible takes are influencing a whole bunch of people because there's no opposition in narrative. So I got in there and I did that until the movie The Last Jedi. We reviewed the trailer. We went to go to the movies. We saw the movie, and that's when the channel died because I didn't want to review the movie. I was just like, that sucked. And that was it. And so from that point on until I started this channel up again, that's when I came back and I was like, I still want to come out and I still want to have fun. And I really got into the Snyder cut, movement because, I was really curious and I really like that. And I'm huge into DC as well. And I got hooked up with these guys here that are, great. And it was a lot of fun. So that's kind of, and the channel was the old channel that I made back in the day was Zeeverfett. So I was like, I'm not going to rebrand or come up with a new channel. I'm just going to use this one. And that is the story of Zeeverfett.
Cool.
This is like, that's a lot more information than I anticipated.
No,
that's why we said, here we go. Here we go.
A longer story because of what they were saying. So I wanted to make them sit all that narrative.
Don't worry about the viewers or everyone watching at home.
Who's the guest again?
I know. Realistically.
So anyway, so so what are you most excited about for the Zack Snyder's Justice League? Like, what do you want to see the most?
Everything. I guess I'm just excited that we get to see Zack's uncompromised vision, like what he wants, 100% of what he wanted from the beginning. So of course, I love Henry Cavill's Superman. So his resurrection is one of my most anticipated things of the movie, of course.
Sure.
That'd be cool. I can't wait to see new Nightmare stuff.
Yeah.
Especially now that we're getting Joker and Deathstroke, Martian Manhunter. Everything restored to what Zack wanted. I'm looking forward to everything.
So you mentioned the Nightmare stuff. I'm assuming you made videos and like the latest pictures that were released. What were some of your thoughts about those images in case people here hadn't seen those videos yet?
Yeah. Okay. Well, the Joker one, I didn't think that Zack would share anything for him.
Yeah.
So I was pretty surprised, but obviously I'm glad that he saved what he really looks like for us for the movie. But had it not been for us knowing that it was Jared Leto's Joker that's going to be in the movie, I wouldn't have even thought it was him.
Yeah.
I didn't get Jared Leto at all from that picture. He looks very creepy. He looks super interesting.
It actually looks like Heath Ledger. So.
Or even Joaquin.
He looks like an amalgamation of both. Because you can kind of look at it and say, okay, well, that's it could be one or the other. Because you have one that has sort of like that grin, but then you have the long hair as well.
Yeah.
And you could really easily mistake them for one or the other, but it's really good knowing that it is Jared Leto. So there's it would be one thing if Zack just never put out that he got Jared in the movie. Then you would have so many people claiming that it was Joaquin Phoenix. Like, oh, they brought in Joaquin Phoenix. Oh, anybody be hooray, hooray, Joaquin over Leto and because of the hate. And they do that. It's just like, it's a 50-50 coin and they choose whichever side and they run with it until their side runs out of steam. And then they'll flip back over. They'll apologize and flip back over or whatever. But I mean, that's just usually how people are.
They'd be like, technically I was right, but the information changed, so
Yeah. I mean, I know it's distorted and blurry, so he's gonna look different regardless because of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we just saw a blurry or distorted, hey Snyder Steppenwolf, if we just saw a blurry, distorted picture of Jared Leto from Suicide Squad, you would assume it's him. He would still be kind of recognizable, but this is very different.
Yeah,
So I'm excited to see what he really looks like, but I don't want to see it until the movie comes out. I don't want to see him in a trailer.
I agree.
Well, the last trailer. I think maybe if we hear him or something, it'd be interesting, but I don't want to see him.
Like his laugh at the very end of the trailer with like a black screen, kind of Darth Sidious style, but a better.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
And that Nightmare Batman, I love the trench coat.
Yeah, it looks so good.
I love that so
incredible.
much.
So
incredible. Yes. Like, and I love that he still has like the cowl with it, and I don't know. It's just in the BVS Nightmare scene, he just looks like a giant to me in that scene when they show him like jumping out of the back of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he just looks like he towers over everyone.
Yeah, he's like a beast.
Already tall.
It's almost mythical, you know.
And then trench coats make you look taller.
Yeah, they do.
So I just love that look.
I do. I will say I like the way the gauntlets go over the sleeves of the trench coat.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
That
not like
is
it's
a
rolled
great
up.
touch.
It's like, yes, it's fire. Yes.
It's a great touch.
And again, the fact that the cowl is the BVS cowl, because again, Zack Snyder talked about the damaging of the JL suit and how he'd go back to his old suit.
Yeah, no, and that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. And I think it's interesting that, you know, when we had Richard Citrone on the show, he told us how when they filmed that scene of him, you know, jumping out of the back of the truck and start fighting everybody, he was like, yeah, you know, I only had a few hours of sleep. I was exhausted. You know, it was
super hot outside.
Super hot outside. And you couldn't even tell. He was killing it, you know, like, wow, that's incredible. And he's huge. I mean, it was such a badass scene.
And even then he'll look back on it and he's like, there's a couple things that I point out that I just don't like about my performance. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
like,
do that with fire.
Don't tell me what they are.
Don't taint our love.
Exactly. But I think we should be excited for that's another aspect that we should be excited for, is that we all love the Nightmare sequence so much. I mean, it's an aspect of the movie that all of us fell in love with and all of us want to see more of. And what did Zach do? He's giving us more of that Nightmare sequence, which is so kick-ass and so amazing that he's going to do that. So I cannot wait.
And it's developing that story because, again, like I mentioned earlier today on another stream, you know, people were confused by the Nightmare sequence. Right, they were confused. Like, what does this mean? What is this leading up to? And then now we're getting at least some clarification as to what that is. Yeah, and it's just like, imagine hinting at something in one movie and then following through on another. You know, that's kind of how storytelling works. Imagine how that is. You know,
exactly. I mean, think about the the Whedon cut. You know, it totally like dismissed all of that. There is no Nightmare. There is no, you know, I mean, they did have the history scene, but there was no Nightmare scene. There was no future because, you know, they were like, no, there is no future with this universe. So
well, the thing is too is how do you justify that? I mean, you say what? Oh, well, you know, he went back in time, and you know, we'll just ignore that whole aspect of his story. I mean, to me, that's just so wrong. I mean, Allie, the first time that you saw, you know, the infamous Justice League, I mean, did it stand out to you that the Nightmare sequence was not even mentioned whatsoever in the movie?
Yeah, of course, because that was one of my favorite parts of BVS. And, well, I'm always referring to the Ultimate Edition when I talk about BVS.
Of course.
Either way.
That's the only way I'll watch
it. Should be called the only edition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely one of my favorite parts. And I still remember the first time I saw it. I was like waiting for the Flash cameo, and I was like, how are they going to bring him in? And then when he came through the Speed Force, it took me a second to realize it was him because he wasn't immediately recognizable with the face mask and everything. But I remember doing like something like this in my seat. I was like, oh my God, that's a Flash. Like the whole scene and I was like, I couldn't wait for the follow-up to the Nightmare scene and Flash's cameo. I couldn't wait for all of that in Justice League. And then I was like, it was just like it didn't even happen.
Yeah.
So it was super disappointing for sure.
It was. There was no payoff, and it felt like it was just the ball had been dropped, and then, you know, we got nothing. So it's just like I don't know. I was very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed.
You know, there was a time where I also kind of felt like, you know, as much as I loved watching BVS, it was hard because I knew that there was no true sequel to this movie. You know, all the aspects that Zach, you know, the storylines that Zach was putting together, it was just so butchered in that theatrical cut. And I think a part of me would watch, Justice League thinking like, you know, well, maybe I'm hoping to see something different, but it never got better. And it was a horrible movie. And I cannot wait to see the true sequel to BVS.
and see that theatrical edition just wiped from existence.
Yeah.
To never be talked about again.
Never be talked about.
It'll be talked about. I mean, it is a great tool to say this is what happened. You know, like if you forget
this is what happens when the studio freaks
if you forget
out.
the past, you're doomed to repeat it. So don't forget about it. You know.
Oh no, but I still want to.
No. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is like, you know, everybody's like, yeah, we want to erase it from existence and all that. I'm like, dude, if you do that, if you actually theoretically erase it from existence, then it's going to be back to business as usual. This always needs to be like that open wound. Like, you know, never let this happen again, guys. Don't do this to people. This is art. Let them. I know this art is supposed to make money, but let them be free to make their own, you know, artistic decisions on whatever it is they're putting out, and let the public give the public a little bit more credit to decide if it's good or not, if it's palatable or if it's rejected. So,
and I think the people also need to relearn what it means for something to be quality, because what I see a lot of people like, again, I talk about these conversations I have with people on social media about Man of Steel and BVS and talking about what I think about them. Mm-hmm. A lot of what these people do will simply, they'll take screenshots of the DCEU movies like Rotten Tomato scores, and that'd be the only thing they say. And I'm just like, can you not think for yourself? Can you not make your own critique? Can you not think of your own reasons why you don't like it, and not just the reasons that somebody else put out there on YouTube or that you're seeing on Rotten Tomatoes? Because if you can't, then your argument is moot, because you don't have an argument. It's just somebody else's point of view.
Yeah. And that was another reason why I, most of us got on YouTube was because of like Rotten Tomatoes. You know, it was crap, and it still is. You know, it's not something that you can, you know, put a lot of weight into, but it's something that other people that aren't in groups like this, they still do. They're like, you know, you want to watch a movie? Well, let me check the score. You know, it's like, no, dude, that's not the way to handle it. You know, everybody preaches, think for yourself. But at the end of the day, people are still going to be like, you know, you're just going to be like, think for yourself.
Right. And like, I even have family members who I was talking to during Christmas break, and I was talking to them about like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. I can't remember exactly how it came up. But some of my family members said, like, oh, I'll look at the Rotten Tomatoes score if I'm like interested in a movie and see if it's worth my time or not. And it's like, no, that's not. If you're interested in a movie, go watch it and see if you like it or not. Don't just simply take someone's word for it just because they're a self-proclaimed, you know, knowledgeable person about film. Mm-hmm. Like, see for yourself. If it interests you and you think you'll enjoy it, go see it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, many people find different things, you know, that they cling to. Yeah. Other people don't. They're like, you know, that's not my experience. That's not my, I don't relate to that, you know, and other people do. They're like, that really resonated with me. And that's why I like that X, Y, and Z. And that's why, you know, hey, like what you want to like and dislike what you want to dislike. And you shouldn't be, you know, berated for liking things, and you shouldn't be berated for disliking things. Like there are people who do like the Justice League. And hey, you know, good for them. You know, hopefully they will like Zack Snyder's Justice League more. But if they don't, and if they still say, no, I like this other Marvel thing, kind of, you know, I like that, but just know that that's a cul-de-sac that goes to nowhere.
The thing I was surprised about too, well, when BVS came out, I was not expecting it to be so divisive. Yeah, like I was shocked that people were like expressing all these like just rage against certain things, and I was like,
the most
really?
The most
like the Martha thing, and like I was just really surprised that there were people that were so upset by what they watched, and I was like, I can't wait to go watch it again.
The fact that some people were so triggered by it, and I'm just like, dude, like what? This is phenomenal. Like I loved this movie.
Yeah,
right.
It's still to this day my favorite movie of all time, the Ultimate Edition anyway. Like, you know, like we were discussing earlier.
Yeah,
it's the only version. So
right.
But yeah, no, like Gavin is saying, you know, that Flash had this exosuit, and it was pretty awesome. You saw the behind the scenes of it; it looked really cool. You know, you saw a glimpse of it in BVS. So yeah, no, that's awesome, and I believe that's either something created by Michael Keaton's Batman, or I think that's more than likely something created by Cyborg.
Mm-hmm. The new suit.
Not the new suit. No. The exo.
The suit with the helmet.
If you look at the exoskeleton, especially when you see it like propped up in different museums where they display it, the chest piece looks very similar to the armored bat suit in BVS.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason that Batman was the one who designed that. Because again, I'm referring to Justice League here, but I'm assuming there's something similar in Zack Snyder's Justice League, where it refers to like the type of material that the Flash's suit's made of. Yeah. It's like he knows those materials and he knows how to shape them, he knows how to make them. So I'm more inclined to think that it's Batman who designed it. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I think it's Ben Affleck because he was supposed to get the suit in Justice League, a new suit.
Yeah.
But he's not getting it until his own movie. Well, I guess that's his suit that he's going to have in the movie.
His own movie or series is going to be the BBS suit.
Well, in the Flash movie, he's going to have a new suit, and they've showed concept art of that suit.
Oh, you're talking about Flash?
Right. Yeah.
Or Batman. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about Batman. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Batman.
Oh, no. But we're talking about which Batman gives him the new suit.
Oh,
I think it's Affleck.
That might be. Is it Ben Affleck, or does he go back and get a slick suit like Michael Keaton has? Because Michael Keaton makes his own suits.
I guess it depends which suit we're talking about. Because I know in his movie he's gonna have like the more like like you said, the slim fitted cloth type suit. Yeah. But then I guess what me and Dawson were talking about was the armored nightmare suit.
Yeah.
Where and that looks. I'm sorry, Dawson. Go ahead.
Me now.
Go ahead. Yeah,
we both talked over each other again. But no, but it looks like a suit that would be put together in a apocalyptic future where he has to add more armor. He has bullets. A strap of bullets around him. Yeah. It's a suit that they constructed knowing that he has to travel through time. It probably has to protect him more because the suit that he originally had maybe got damaged or wasn't strong enough. So I think we'll see that suit at the beginning of the Flash movie, but then he'll quickly go to his old suit or into the new suit that is either made by either Michael Keaton or my prediction is that it's made by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, which I think would be badass.
I would hope to see Jeff in the movie, and we don't have any, they've already made all the costumes and they've had costume fittings and readings and all that kind of stuff. But, I just want them to announce things. April's coming quick. So, I would hope to get maybe a cast list. I know one of the reasons why we haven't gotten that yet is because of Ray Fisher. We're kind of waiting on that. The reception of Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to be, the definitive factor for if, is he going to be in the film or not?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Dead air.
Yes. And I'm sorry that was just a mic drop I just did there. So that's what that was. That's what that. In case you didn't know.
But we've talked about different scenarios that are going to happen at the end of this movie. I've told Anthony and I had a big discussion about what we think would be cool is if it shows when he goes back in time to talk to Bruce the first time. Like that should be how the movie, and I should say that's how it should be. But saying I think it'd be a cool idea is if that's how it ended, is if you see him go back through time, and then when you pick up his story again in the Flash movie, you see that he's arriving at the Batcave scene in BVS. And so you're like, oh, this is where he came from, or maybe that's how the Flash movie starts. Is that you see him go through time, and then all of a sudden he gets spit out, and he's in an alternate timeline, and that's when he meets Jeffrey D. Morgan. But it's tough.
And then give me some dialogue. What would they say, man? Because I love it when you add dialogue.
What are you? No, but the hard part is that
indigestion for a second.
I know. The hard part is that if you introduce a Jeffrey D. Morgan, Flashpoint Batman, then how do you get him to the Keaton universe where he meets Michael Keaton's Batman without there being like episodes? It's just being one movie.
Because that's a lot to do for one movie.
And
if they say that Michael Keaton has a substantial role in this movie,
exactly.
Like how much time is he spending in the Burton universe?
They also use the same word to describe Ben Affleck's role.
What?
Substantial?
Yeah.
Is it the same word?
I'm pretty sure they use the same word.
Okay.
Okay, great. If Ben Affleck's Batman's gonna be a part of it, then maybe this movie doesn't take place, from the future, where he goes into BVS, because then it's it almost implies that Ben Affleck will be at the beginning of the movie, Like they're with him, like him and probably Ray Fisher are trying to figure out how does he control the Speed Force? What is he capable of?
Yeah.
But
he's here.
Matt
Jarbo.
He says, which I completely disagree with, because I know Matt is trolling because he wants a connected universe. Yeah. He has been simping for the connected DC universe for like
you still can have
millions of eons.
You still can though. You still can have a connected universe, but also at the same time have a disconnected universe. Hey, what's going on, man? But
I mean, it's not DC that doesn't know what they're doing. It's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers doesn't know what they don't know how to manage their own personnel.
I think what they have to do is they should hire the 5 of us to come in there and be mentors for all of them. They're like, so we're thinking the Flash would meet Groot. But in Michael Keaton's universe, like, no, you can't do that, man. Why not?
Why not? We got plenty of money here.
I know. Have you seen Godzilla versus Congress? I think it's a pretty good idea.
We can have Superman fight Godzilla.
We have entered the segment of the show where Andre goes on different impersonations that all sound like the same person.
That's because he's.
If you were about to pitch something to Warner Brothers for a movie, they would literally hire Stephen A. Smith to walk in there and say, "I'm here to tell you right now."
But yeah, okay. So I guess I'd like your take on Matt Jarbo's comment here, Allie. Matt Jarbo is very profound personality on the interwebs. So he says the Flash movie is a mistake. DC doesn't know what they're doing. Marvel, because he's a Marvel guy. Marvel should reign supreme.
Oh man,
yeah, it's Matt Jarbo, a very scholarly fellow.
So yeah,
I don't think it's a mistake.
Okay,
I think they just I'm looking forward to it, especially if it's going to be Flashpoint. But I guess if they're going to call it Flashpoint, then it needs to be Flashpoint. I know they're not following the exact story most likely, but I mean, people are going to have pretty high expectations with that title.
Oh, definitely.
I think they took the title away.
They technically are calling it the Flash movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, because I mean, if you call it Flashpoint and you have the majority of DC fans going in expecting to see Atlanteans versus Themyscirians and all that, and Zoom or Professor Zoom or I don't know that we're going to see all that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. But I mean, I don't think it's a mistake. Even if they were to call it Flashpoint, I don't think they would do the whole Amazons versus Atlanteans thing. I think they would just do some version of a Flashpoint story.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a mistake. Yes, they are a mess as far as they need to pick a lane and just stick there, in my opinion.
They need to stay in their lane, bruh.
I mean,
I
agree. I agree with everything.
They want to go and stick to it because I don't deciding every movie. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, we're gonna do this, and then I think they should just have stuck to what they started with, and it would at least seem more cohesive. And I think even if people are not a big fan of a darker tone or a more serious tone for comic book movies, at least they could say, well, this is a decision they made. They're sticking to it. Mm-hmm. They're,
you could at least respect
supporting it.
Well, see, they were doing that. What they were doing is they were trying to push the narrative to a lighter tone and not really disrupt the universe that much because of the success that some of the properties had. But the thing is, or the mistake that they found themselves in is they were being douches behind the camera or, behind the scene and got called out for it. And now it's a jumbled mess.
Right.
Yeah. So what they're trying to do is course correct. And they're sort of asking the fans of the properties to sort of kind of empathize with them a little bit and say, hey, we're this is AT&T saying, hey, we're trying to fix this Warner Brothers screw up. Mm-hmm. Please give us the benefit of the doubt that we're at least trying to fix it. Not that we know what we're doing, because obviously They don't know what they're doing. But yeah. So what are your thoughts, Anthony?
He's like, I wasn't listening.
I feel like I'm a professor or and I'm calling on the student that's asleep in the class. Anthony, please.
Or like on our phones.
Yeah, I 100% agree. They don't know what they're doing.
He's actually drawing. Like Dawson's always taking notes. He goes over there. He's just drawing a picture.
He's like, it's your Maduba oblongata, Colonel Sanders.
I'm talking with my mama, Colonel Sanders.
Mama said Warner Brothers knows what they're doing.
So Anthony, give us your thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Thank you for your thoughts. Dawson, do you have anything to weigh in on Warner Brothers and what Matt Jarbo was saying about, they should just stop the Flash movie dead in its tracks before they even film one frame? Go.
Well, the thing with the Flash, it all hinges on the Ray Fisher situation.
Thank you.
Like
Andre. No, I'm joking.
No.
Keep going.
So like if what we're hearing is true and what we're believing is true, that Hamada has apologized to Ray Fisher and that things behind the scenes are kind of looking more up and the AT&T is kind of taking more charge, then the Flash movie can move forward without backlash. Because let's be honest, a couple weeks ago, we were all concerned whether or not they'd actually end up filming this movie just because the whole Cyborg situation would be too controversial for the movie. The movie would have a lot of negative press already, and it would be just a sticky situation for the studio in general. Mm-hmm. And so with the Flash, I think and the apparent apology to Ray, they can move forward and it can be successful. And if they do it right, and if they write a script that makes it that the multiverse thing is an organic and natural progression, then it can really change the game for DC films. But then again, we'll have to see how they pull that off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Andre, let's get your 2 cents on this nonsense.
I don't think that they should cancel the Flash movie. I think they should move forward with it. But I think they need to make the right decisions in terms of. I believe Ray Fisher should be a part of the movie because you're establishing his character. You're firmly establishing his character in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and his character isn't going anywhere. So you need to, put on your big boy pants and say, hey, just get him in the movie. This is what the fans want. This is what's going to put butts in the seats. It's going to make for a better story at that. Let's go ahead and make the correct decisions for the movie. Now, obviously, we haven't heard from any of the Muschiettis, and in their point of view on him being in or out of the movie. So we don't even know if that's really confirmed that he's not going to be in the movie. Right. To what degree that is.
Right.
But I think that he should be in the movie, and I think they should continue to make this movie because it needs to be made. I mean, it's been a movie that should have been made years ago, and still hasn't been done. Same with Green Lantern as well. So I think they should push forward with it, and I think that if the story then allows to also continue the story of the Snyderverse, but also branch out and open up the multiverse for other stories to be made, then I think, yes, you should definitely make that. Because, I mean, we're seeing now that, I mean, when you look at like WandaVision, for instance, WandaVision has a lot of inspiration from the House of M, right? But it's not an exact representation of that story. So with the Flash, you could say, it has Flashpoint, elements. Thank you. But it doesn't have to be in the exact Flashpoint story. It could be your version of that story per se. So I definitely think they should make the movie, and I'm anxious to see how it's going to turn out.
Yeah. I mean, because right now they're already in an uphill battle because of the bad press, and they haven't even shot anything yet. And already fans are up in arms. Like, if there's no Ray Fisher in this, then screw you. I'm not, I don't care for the film as much. They'll probably still watch it at the end of the day, but they don't care about it. They're not as invested in the project because they know, or things are being, put out in the open. Their dirty laundry is being aired. And, more people are saying, hey, you know what? I don't agree with how you guys are handling this situation, I completely agree. I think that they are mismanaging something that hasn't even broken ground yet. They've done pre-production on it. They have everything's ready to go. The green light is about to get lit. And is it with or without, one of the stars of the movie? Because from what I'm hearing, Ray Fisher had a substantial role, and they used that word.
I don't see how you can't have Ray Fisher in the film at this point. I mean, we've seen what we've been hearing and what we've kind of been noticing. WB has taken a backseat in terms of not putting out these hit pieces, not putting out these weird articles. Now it's like, hey, look, let's movie come out. And they even moved Godzilla vs. Kong closer to Easter. So now it has a whole section of the calendar dedicated.
Would you say it has a plethora?
As a plethora of days. But even that, I mean, it's gonna that's the thing, is that we have to do whatever we can to make sure that it is a success on HBO Max, especially not canceling your subscription, keeping your subscription past the release date, and then that way, the bigger the success the movie is, the more that they're gonna say, get Ray Fisher in that movie. He's got to be in this movie. We cannot go this route. Come on, you guys.
Yeah. So one more question we have before we understand you have to dip.
I could probably I got about like 15 minutes or so.
Okay, good. We have another hour. So in this next segment,
that's what happens with Ryan. He always.
I mean, my kids are fine. They're okay right now, so I'll just.
That's
you know if I gotta go.
If they have the pots and pans and they're banging each other with the pots and pans, we know it's go time.
I think it's funny how kids
themselves, so they're fine for now.
it's like kids have no they don't think about hey, I'm on the camera right now doing a live stream.
Just let them have a cookie.
As long as they don't come out naked or something.
They'll be quiet.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was your question?
You stumped Ryan when you said come out naked. He's like,
so that's the show, guys.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Come on.
No, the chat didn't make me leave.
Hot over here.
Come on, Ryan, get it together, man. You're the host.
Yeah, get it together.
Come on.
Okay.
You gotta make that, Dawson. I can't wait to see it.
So how excited are you for the Eternals?
Oh, that one caught me off guard.
Out of left field, jeez.
I don't know enough about it.
I don't either.
To know how excited I am about it.
I'm not excited.
I know it's been done for like a while. I mean, I'll watch it, but I don't know if I'm necessarily super excited for it. Like, I got to see a trailer or something to kind of get.
That's actually another question I wanted to ask you is that we heard that there's going to be anywhere from 4 to 5 trailers. MCU trailers are going to drop on
45 trailers?
4 to 5, not 45. There's that many projects in production. But
the entire movie is going to be spoiled.
Yeah. We're going to have at least 4 or 5 different trailers on Super Bowl Sunday. I mean, obviously, we're looking at the Eternals, Black Widow, Falcon the Winter Soldier, Loki.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's only 4. There was a 5th one too. I forgot which one it was. I'm missing one.
You're trying to say that Flashpoint is copying Marvel? Really?
I mean,
you're trying to tell me that Marvel didn't copy the CW's Flashpoint? I mean, what came first, the chicken or the egg here, Cisco? Come on, buddy.
Well, I mean, the argument could be made that announcing the Flash being a Flashpoint movie and all that could have been in response to what they knew was coming from the MCU, which was the multiverse, because they already had hints at that before.
Well, maybe it was a response to what they did with Civil War and BVS.
And Marvel doesn't try to hide it.
It
was not supposed to be Civil War.
Yeah.
It was not. It was supposed to be Hydra.
And they changed that. But I mean, there's another big thing that came out recently, Allie. Have you been watching WandaVision?
Yeah.
So there was an article that came out, or a quote that had been released by Elizabeth Olsen, saying that there's going to be a Luke Skywalker-esque cameo in this in this show. Okay. So a lot of people have been wondering who's that cameo going to be. I don't know if you had any thoughts about that or any predictions on who you think it might be.
I don't know, but I hope it's. No.
It could be. It could be.
Well, it better be someone that you're like, oh, like I want. If she's gonna make that comparison, which I'm not a huge Star Wars person, but I know having a Luke Skywalker cameo in The Mandalorian is a big deal.
Luke Skywalker. It's a multiverse.
Yeah, he's gonna show up.
That's my thing.
With Grogu.
That's my thing with the whole thing.
It's a crossover.
He's gonna give me your twins. I've got all the babies.
That's the thing with that statement for me is that Luke Skywalker is a massive pop culture icon.
Yeah.
Like, so to say a character is going to have that big of a
that's what I mean. It better be someone like
enormous.
Well, I mean, yeah, because if they're saying that, it better not just be some like Tom Holland Spider-Man.
It's gonna be Hawkeye.
Yeah, it's gonna be Hawkeye.
It's gonna be Black Widow.
Nobody cares about Hawkeye.
What?
But like, I'm Luke Skywalker, y'all.
Upcoming episode, or she's just talking about the show in general?
I believe it's the show in general, but I know that tonight's episode is also going to have a lot more things happening in it. Yeah. But I've gone on the record on my show saying that I think it's going to be Charles Xavier. But what came up last night in a prediction, which would actually be like a Luke Skywalker-esque, would be Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. If he showed up with Xavier,
that would be crazy.
The internet would break. It would be, it would blow up. Imagine if you saw Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart like show up. I mean, that would be unbelievable.
So the thing with that though is like Hugh Jackman's at an age, like Hugh Jackman's at an age where like
I understand that, but I'm saying that is like Ben Affleck-esque Batman level. You bring in Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, that's a game changer.
I mean, they could.
Well, I guess they are like the X-Men, so I guess it could make sense.
But I agree with what Dawson said. He's at an age, both of them are at an age where it's kind of like, how are you really going to continue on with these two?
Logan,
well, they probably Logan.
That's not fair to say because the Avengers cast are not 25.
Right, but Hugh Jackman is at the age where being in the shape of Wolverine is very hard for him now. Like, very difficult.
Well, it's probably harder than it was at the time.
Right.
But I guess.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking Deadpool's cool.
It's not going to be Deadpool. What's he going to do? Come in and make a joke?
Hey, man.
Like, yeah, you guys are screwed.
You know,
the DC Universe.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Deadpool, actually.
Yeah.
But I mean, Paul Bettany also said that it's an actor that he's been wanting to work with for many years, and so it kind of leads you to believe, okay, so
when did he work with Ryan
It's a significant thing. Then it's something significant.
I mean, that's the thing is that I mean, and there's plenty of theories that we can go on about this. I mean, you watch my show, you'd find out. But anyway, I think that
no one watches your show.
Everybody does. Like, he watches my show too. He's like, "Hey, is this Midnight Run? All right, I'm out
of here." Anyway, so
the truth hurt.
Oh god.
The Truth 31. The Truth 31.
Yeah, the Truth 31. He does. He hurts Nickatina. So clapping his cheeks. But yeah, it could be anybody. I mean, it could be Magneto, or it could be Pietro. It could be. But
that would be. I mean, that'd be cool, but I don't know if you could say it's like a Luke Skywalker moment.
Exactly.
No, it's nowhere near a Luke Skywalker. There's very few people in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that is that type of.
Unless they're like overselling.
They could be overselling it. I mean, just to get what we're doing right now.
Exactly. It could be just for the hype for the show. It could be like, like when Nickatina had his show and he was like, hey, stay to the end. There's something really exciting at the end. And it was just a big letdown. It could be like that for WandaVision.
Or like most Zeeverfett productions.
Okay. So
Dawson's like, I'm not saying anything. I'm not getting in this.
Good.
Leave me out of it.
It could be what? I don't know. Who could it be? Who could it be? I'm spitballing here. Who else do you guys have?
I really don't have any ideas, to be honest.
There's a lot of people saying Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but like
that would be on the level of
it would be
of Luke.
He's my favorite.
Because he is beloved.
Significance
He's my favorite Spider-Man.
The storyline.
Yeah, there is none.
Yeah.
I mean, Tobey Maguire just doesn't fit.
But how would it? Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
but that is on that level, though.
but he'd be on that level.
Yes, that is.
Yeah.
He's like, I brought Tobey Maguire. Why?
Nobody.
I don't know.
Besides,
Or Chris Evans as the Human Torch.
Oh, so that actually brings up something.
All right.
So, there was a couple things in the last episode where they mentioned like a failed space mission.
Yes. Yes.
So it could be the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
And I mean, then again, you could also talk about like which actor could it be? John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
How would they fit
that's
in the
not
story, though?
I don't know. That's what we'd have to see, of course.
Yeah, but they talked about a failed space mission, which to me was a direct wink towards
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. But I mean, if we're solely basing it on just the fact that she said a Luke Skywalker-esque, I mean, to be honest, I found out just recently that Elizabeth Olsen is actually a really big Star Wars fan, so she understands what she said. And so when you break that down and you say, okay, who is on that level of Luke Skywalker-esque in terms of cameos?
Well, what about Mark
sorry,
Hamill? Has Mark Hamill done any voice
No.
acting for the Marvel?
Why would Mark Hamill show up? That would just be so.
No, not Mark Hamill. His
he's
Literally
gonna
Luke
show up.
Skywalker. That
You
shows up.
goon. God, his voice. He's a voice actor. He voiced the damn Joker. He doesn't have to be there physically. And welcome, Nickatina.
God, you're like a dictator.
Yeah, someone's officially booting people more than I do.
I know.
I'm trying to catch up to Dawson. I'm not there yet, actually.
He has a quota.
I have a quota.
But no, I mean, I think if you're going to talk on that level of Luke Skywalker-esque, I mean, to me, the biggest name that is out there that would be that
Captain Marvel.
That would be that polarizing. I know. No, that would be that polarizing. Would be either Hugh Jackman, Professor X, whoever they choose to play him, or Tony Stark. But I don't see how you would bring him in.
Yeah.
But that would be at least if you saw Robert Downey Jr., you would be like, holy shit.
To me, Tony Stark is not Luke Skywalker level.
No.
It would have to be. Look, I'm telling you, the list is short. For me, it's short. Deadpool, fucking
Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine. Yep. Professor Xavier. Either one of them, because they both did great in the role. Magneto. I mean, it's short. It's people. A matter of fact, I say it like this: it's people who we haven't seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
the other. Yeah.
That's Luke Skywalker, like epicness, where like you're like, yo, you throw your fucking headphones off, like that's you know what I'm saying? Like
what? Yeah, like what if it's what's his face, Doctor Strange, and he's pulling somebody in with him?
Now,
well, and that's the whole thing is that
he is the one. If he shows up in an episode, that would be fire.
Because to me, he should show up. It should be Doctor Strange
and the companion,
and then he goes, I brought someone who can help, and then that's when you see who.
And
he
then
brought,
Luke Skywalker comes in. He's like,
with R2.
Yeah.
Well, that could make sense with Doctor Strange if that's what this show is kind of like leading up to.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know who he would bring though. That's kind of I don't know. It's hard to think. I guess like Anthony said, there's not that many people in the MCU that you would be like totally.
Yes, they're
like,
on the same level as Luke Skywalker.
Right?
As Luke Skywalker. I mean, if you said there's going to be a huge cameo, then you could say, okay, then it really could be, like a Tony Stark or, Steve Rogers, what have you. But when you say Luke Skywalker, it has to be on the epic level, the point where it is going to just blow you away when you see who it is. And so I can't wait. I really can't wait.
Yeah.
No, that's
Solo.
There's gravity in that.
Solo. On Solo.
What was it? The duck?
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Like, what? That's where it ends.
It just ends. That's it.
Howard the Duck, voiced by Mark Hamill.
There it is. There it is.
That's
Dawson
it.
got it. There he got it.
That's Luke Skywalker level right there, baby. I like it. I like it.
Oh goodness.
Let's see.
Good Zeever out of here.
Strange. Yeah, get out of here. I kicked that guy out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, no problem. Well, so I put the link to Super Hive, her YouTube channel in the chat. Please subscribe to her channel.
Yes.
Give her views. Go comment on her videos. Give her some likes. Show some love. And we want to thank you for spending the evening with us today. It was very fun.
And just know we are sorry for
we're
all the embarrassment.
Yeah, we're sorry that we let you come on the show when Ryan is hosting.
No embarrassment. No. You guys don't have to apologize. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys thinking of me. And can you hear this?
No,
Yeah,
They're just having a good time. They're just having a good time.
Infinity War going on behind you right now. It's just like the battle of Wakanda.
You're like,
Behind you right
chocolate
now.
wasted.
They probably are because they brought me a bag of chocolate to open for them earlier.
You're just like, here, go.
Oh,
I thought you were about to say they
opened it?
brought you chocolate. I was like, oh, that's sweet. And they said, oh, for you to open. It's like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You just got to tell them. You just got to hit them up and tell them.
That's not how the Force works.
And then after that, you got to say,
Shut up, bitch.
Whoa.
I don't recommend sending that to your children.
Yeah, don't say it to your children.
well, not the second word or third word, rather, but you know, but with authority.
Did you ever get the video loaded up, the one I sent you?
No, I didn't.
No,
I was
okay,
like,
okay.
screw it. It's not worth
It's
it.
over. It's over.
Not worth it.
It's not worth
It's
time.
There's too much to do. Well, again, thank you so much, Allie,
Yes.
for sharing your evening with us. And any departing words that you'd like to say before you pop out of here?
Well, thank you guys again. Look forward to being on your channels again and you guys coming on with me. Thank you for welcoming me. Let me get that, spit that out. Welcoming me into this streaming community. I appreciate it because I was very nervous to start streaming and stuff. You guys made me feel more comfortable. So
Yeah, well, I mean,
because you
when
see how
come on
ridiculous
our
we
channel-
act, so like you can't be any worse than us.
Yeah, you can't be any worse
you
than
can't.
us.
I mean, it's
So you
only
guys are
upward. You only go up from here because you never want to be the fifth nerd.
That was my whole setup too. It's crazy. But no, Allie, I
Thank
know
you,
what you
Jesse
mean.
Allen.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse Allen, for that. But no, Allie, I know what you mean, though. I mean, when I first started streaming, I got to know, Ryan and Dawson and a bunch of other friends, and it makes it so much easier just to get out there and do that because you have a community that you can, interact with, and the fans as well, especially within the Snyder Cut movement. These fans are amazing, and it's really one of the funnest things I get to do every single day. Is go live and just talk to everybody and meeting all you guys it's amazing. So I definitely know what you mean.
well, thank you. Bye to all you guys in the chat. Thanks for I recognize a lot of your names, so thanks for supporting my channel. And you guys can follow me on Twitter at Super Hive DC. And then of course my YouTube channel is Super Hive. So thank you guys. Thank all of you. Support all of these guys too. They're great and they're lots of fun. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
you guys have
appreciate it. Thanks for coming by.
Better steal some of that
Absolutely.
chocolate from your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but like hide it.
And I guess I can promote these guys as well. If you want, jump on their channels. If you haven't done so already, I'm sure most of you already have. Go to Nerdy Many Ways, the YouTube channel. His Twitter handle is Nimwa32. ACS Universe.
Try it again.
Nimwa32.
You said Nimwa 30th 32.
Nimwa32. I apologize, Dawson, immensely for getting your Twitter
Good.
handle incorrect. So
Good.
please, follow him. ACS, the ACS Universe. You can follow him on Twitter at 2279 ACS Nickatina Show. At the Nickatina Show, you can whenever he pops in, just say, "Hey, what's up, Nickatina Show?" Because apparently that's his last name. And
Yeah, that's my last name is Show.
my
My first name is Spo.
Yeah, show. And also be sure to jump on Nerdy in Many Ways Spotify so that you can listen to the audio versions of our episodes here. Again, if you are a Patreon of all of us, we appreciate it so much. I just wanted to highlight these guys and Darrell. We also have a huge announcement coming up.
Yes.
So we want to jump into that, but before we do so, I want to go ahead and let our guest go and take care of her little minions.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Awesome.
That was great. That was
Yes.
fantastic. She's always a pleasure to talk to. So
Yeah.
but yeah, okay. So Nickatina,
Oh.
I'm gonna let you let everyone know
Yes.
what's going on. This is your spotlight here. Hold up.
Here we
Hold
go.
up. Oh, shit.
He took me
Wrong
off.
button.
He took me
Wrong
off.
button.
Okay,
Wrong-
that
was my
really worked
fault.
out. So, guys, I'm pleased to announce that what we're going to be doing now is we're going to centralize the show. We're going to have the 4Nerds show on. There it is. On my jersey. No, but we are going to be hosting the 4Nerds show on our own channel called the 4Nerds. It's going to be a YouTube channel for the 4Nerds. All of our content in terms of the 4Nerds shows will be on there as well. And every show, every new episode moving forward will be on the 4Nerds channel moving forward. So we won't have to be on Zeeverfett anymore, which is, that's kind of a crappy place to be.
And he's gone.
So that's the big announcement. And Dawson, do you want to add some more onto that topic?
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, like Andre said, it's going to be centralized, but we're still going to be rotating hosts every single week. It's just going to be on one location. That way it's easier to find because we understand, we've kind of talked about the past couple weeks, how sometimes it can be kind of confusing to figure out whose channel it is on. So we wanted to make it as easy and as accessible to you guys, the viewers, and make it just in one location and still give each episode the uniqueness that each host brings to the table. And so Ryan has the link to the channel that he'll be putting into the chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
That way you guys can check out the channel.
So please jump on and subscribe to that channel because that is where we're going to be broadcasting these shows from now on every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. And then and we're also going to do some other things with the fans. I guess ACS, tell us about the like what are you wearing right there? What are you wearing? And what can the fans expect?
He's like, I don't know.
I'm sorry, we didn't give him the memo. We didn't give him the memo.
So, Ryan, why don't you talk about a little bit about what the fans can expect when it comes to
gonna be
merchandise?
Right.
And Anthony, can you stand up and do a spin so they can see the entire jersey from front to back?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
there it is.
Yeah. Turn around. Let's get some of them cheeks. Oh yeah. So we are gonna have jerseys and different apparel and everything, hats, everything available for nerds, so that you guys can rock out with your jock out. And just sort of
nice.
Well, it's a jersey. Why not say jock?
It's a jersey.
Well, it's better than the.
Look at Dawson just back now.
Well, I mean, I made it PG for Dawson.
What was that?
I can't make it PG for Dawson. So I got to go hard R. So
No.
Okay,
That was just freaking
There
weird.
you go.
There we go. Everyone's subscribing. Alejandro subscribe. DC Talk to subscribe. You guys are
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
make sure you hit that notification bell so you get alerted every time we have a show.
Because just like with the guests that we could not have on today, we are going to be doing shows on different days, and we'll be uploading those for the people who are international who might not be able to make it to our live shows. So we're definitely going to have that. So you do definitely want to hit that notification bell so that you can catch the shows that perhaps won't be just showing on Thursdays. So and like I said, we still would we appreciate the love, the support that you guys bring every time you guys come here, spend your time with us, put the comments in the chat, help make us laugh, help us riff off of each other. But please always again, go subscribe to each one of our channels, and also for those people who do subscribe to the channel and also join our patrons or become members, when Nick and Tina and I get that kind of clout, we're going to have streams available, private streams after the shows. So we've already all four of us have already allotted Thursday nights from our espouses, and so we have a free esposas. We have a free evening after the show, so we'll probably after the show concludes, we'll probably give about maybe 30 minutes to wrap it up with our guests, respective guests, and then we'll start bringing people in that do subscribe to all 4 of the channels and are the patrons of all 4 of the 4Nerds. We definitely want to give a little bit more back to the community that has made us this popular.
Yes,
absolutely. It's our way of saying thank you to those who have been there from the start, who have been supporting the channel. I mean, we couldn't do this without you guys. So, private dances, Jose, possibly. Although, Jose, I don't remember you saying that you subbed to the 4Nerds channel. Although I am happy that you actually made an appearance at the 4Nerds show, because you well know you are always welcome at the show, and you're always welcome on my show as well, even though you don't ever show up.
Yeah, awesome. Way to get rid of a possible subscriber, Nickatina.
Yeah, look what you just did.
I was trying to use peer pressure to get him to do it.
Jeez. Look at him. Now he's on the run.
He's out of here.
Thanks a lot, Nickatina.
But now we're doing this. Now that we're going to have a 4Nerds channel, it allows us to do more fan events, and it allows us to do bigger events now that it's all centralized on one channel. So it's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. It's definitely going to be the place to be. There she goes.
Yeah, and don't forget, subscribe to Super Hive. She has great content, man. She's very informative, and she does an excellent job.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's a busy man.
He's a busy man. He really is. And Alejandro wants me to give an Alistair shout out. So Alistair! There, I screamed. There we go.
Twerking videos. Oh, that's come on. That'll be done by ACS. He's the king of the twerking videos. So look for that. Look for that fire.
And guys, remember, as the channel progresses and as we get a higher subscriber count, we'll start doing memberships as well, because I mean, we have to make official nerds of the 4Nerds show. I mean,
we do. And that's another thing we're doing. These are the away jerseys. We are going to have home jerseys available for our subscribers, as well as other things that we can come up with, that you might want to grab and wear around the house, because with COVID, you can't really go anywhere.
Yeah,
okay. There we go.
Just admire yourself in your long mirrors. But
a lot of cool things up ahead for
a lot of
show,
cool
as well as for you guys, the fans. Because again, we appreciate you all. You guys will make the show all that it is.
Yeah,
it'll be nothing without you guys. Yeah,
right. You're the reason why we're here. You're the reason why we continue to do this show and have the fun that we have on and off camera. What's up, hey, Anthony? You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's ready to whoop someone's ass.
What was that? Why are you saying we have fun, man?
Why are you saying I'm wearing Nicolas Cage pants?
That.
I was refreshing the 4Nerds fucking YouTube channel, and it wasn't the subscriber.
Oh yeah. Where's my subscriber count? I want double digits. I want triple digits already.
Ifya, that's a good idea, right? That's an interesting name. Crisis on Infinite Nerds. Or how about Crisis with Infinite Nerds?
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. We'll be promoting it throughout the week and whatnot. I will. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
So and without further ado, do we have the information for next week for the guest? Nickatina.
What? Oh, I thought you had a thumbnail. I'm sorry.
Nickatina, you're on. So
next week we'll blow me up.
Oh,
damn.
Anthony,
blow him up.
Okay, so next week, you guys, is going to be the official launch date for our new channel, the 4Nerds. And so we have none other than a great guest lined up for the launch episode. It's going to be Josh from Den of Nerds. He's going to be on the show with us on the 4Nerds right here. And we're going to be talking about all the juicy, sweaty spoilers and news surrounding DC, MCU, Star Wars, you name it. It's going to be so much fun, you guys. So Josh from Den of Nerds will be here next week.
Sweaty?
Because we're nerds. And most nerds are overweight.
Jeez.
Wow.
Damn. I just
take a pillowcase. Fill it full of bars of soap and beat the shit out of you.
You just insulted nerds everywhere.
Not really. It's not like I'm saying they're juicy.
His whole monologue was just a train wreck. Like,
That's exactly what it was.
It was that bad.
But anyway, yeah. So thanks a lot, guys. And with that, what? Stay nerdy or stay nerdy.
Sure.